Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're doing another Swiss Khans of Tarkir draft. I've got a good rare. Um, I'm a little out of sorts tonight. I usually record these drafts before I eat dinner, and I went out to eat with my folks this evening, so I'm pretty much just full, and it's late, so this is much later, and I'm much more full than I usually draft at, so we'll have to see how this affects my decision making. But Sage of the Inward Eye is a great card. I mean, dedicates you to Jeskai right off the bat, but I've always had very, very positive experiences playing with this card, so I'm okay first picking it. If we don't end up in Jeskai, so be it. It's still worthy of first picking, in my opinion. Feat of Resistance might be a close second. Nomad Outpost is good fixing, but let's go with the Sage here. All right. Follow-up pick. What have we got? Well, Weapon Master's fine one. Swift Spear is good. I may just want to take the Swift Spear. If you're going to be in Jeskai, Prowess is the way to go. I do like Weapon Master too, though. He's a very good card. I think we're probably going Swift Spear. It's uncommon. It's a pretty powerful and effective card. And we hope to table Force Away, Water Whirl, Defiant Strike, Weapon Master, one of those. I'd settle for an Act of Treason, but any of those tabling would be very nice. Okay, next pick. I think I'm going to take the Feat of Resistance. As much as I like a good Swiftwater Cliffs for this deck, or even a Mystic with a Hidden Way, Feat of Resistance seems like exactly what I want. It's going to work well with Prowess, works well with creatures in general. Yeah, not much else to say. Let's just take it. Okay, now we've got Bring Low, Crippling Chill, which I like more. Kill Shot's a fine card. If my base colors are red-white, I guess Bring Low or Kill Shot, but I'm feeling this Crippling Chill. I feel like Feat of Resistance is fine on the splash. Crippling Chill's not as good on the splash, and I don't like Swift Spear on the splash either. So if I end up white-blue base splashing red, I'm not going to be a big fan of this Swift Spear. So I would prefer to be red and either white or red-blue as my deck's foundational colors. But I am a big Crippling Chill fan. All right. I think it's a pretty easy Tranquil Cove here. On color fixing, and we're not giving up all too much. Although I think Tormenting Voice is actually a fine card. And Witness of the Ages is also playable, but we can do better than that. Okay, now we've got Salt Road Patrol. We have a banner. We have a Skuldkin. I think I might take this Lurkers. There's also Weave Fate, which is good with Prowess, especially since it's instant speed. And Skuldkin, which is playable but not exciting, but I've actually come to like Canyon Lurkers a lot. I think it's a great card. And happy to take it here. Over a Weave Fate. I feel like I can find another one of those, potentially. Well, we can take Blossoming Sands in case I want to splash green, which would help me play like Teamer cards, possibly. So, otherwise we're just giving up a Cancel, which isn't that big of a deal. I'm still not sold on Cancel being a great card in this set. I've certainly played against it where it did good things against me, but I haven't had a lot of positive experiences with it. All right, I think it's probably an easy student here. Another Prowess dude. Dismal Backwaters, interesting. It would allow us to splash for black, but let's just take the student. It's a good 2-drop. All right, tabling a Swiftwater Cliffs is pretty awesome. More on color fixing. All right, I'm going to take the Defiant Strike over the Flock. Defiant Strike is quite good with Prowess and in a deck like this, so it would appear that we are red, white, splash blue. I'm going to take the Smite over the Bloodfire Mentor. Never been a huge fan of this card in general, and certainly not for a more aggressive sort of thing that it appears I'm doing. I'll take the Quiet Contemplation because I'm not giving anything up for it, but still don't think it's all that great of a card. I guess none of these really matter. I'll take the Cavalry. Not likely to play it. Take the Banner. That actually works for us reasonably well. I guess I can stick it in for now, but I don't play banners very often. I did do it recently, but I was 4-color, so it made a little more sense at that time. Oh, well, another on-color rare. And after just losing to Flying Crane Technique, I'm happy to pick it up here. Especially good since we don't have much evasion, but we have high power guys, or guys that would at least benefit greatly from playing Flying Crane Technique. Mardu Horde Chief, also good. I love Warden of the Eye. I've always been a big fan of that card. Force Away and Leaping Master, also reasonable cards. I think we should be able to table something out of here that is good for our deck. But I'm just going to take the card that reads Win the Game. Okay, I'm a huge Mardu Horde Chief fan. I think it's worthy of picking here. Despite not being a Mardu deck, getting multiple bodies on the board is just very good. And it's just a very solid 3-drop. We're giving up an on-color fixer for it, but I don't know what to say. I love me my Mardu Horde Chiefs. Alright, here's a Wind Scout, which seems a bit awkward if blue is our splash color. Timely Horde Mate can bring back both Swift Spear and Student. Doesn't evade like the Wind Scout does. But we do seem to be, well, could be, I mean, currently we're even red and blue, but my red cards seem better than my blue cards since Quiet Contemplation's like a card I don't even really need to consider too strongly. I'm just going to set these aside for now because I would prefer to make a deck that didn't have them. So as much as the fact that I could take Wind Scout and it would be fine for this deck, I think I'm just going to take the Horde Mate and stick to my normal game plan of focus on 2 foundational colors and splash a 3rd color. So, like just Sky Elder here is good, but I'm going to take the slightly less good Student, I think. This might actually be a good opportunity to take Treasure Cruise. I also like card draw. Card draw is a big reason to be in Jeskai, but I kind of feel like I need all the prowess guys I can get. It's just really what this deck wants to do. You really want to get a lot of prowess guys and then just play timely instant spells to combat trick out your entire team in a really nasty little way. So I think I'm going to take the Student over the Treasure Cruise. I mean, if I knew the Student was going to table, I would of course take Treasure Cruise, but I just don't know if it is, so I'm going to take the Student instead. Alright, I think this is another good opportunity to take Tranquil Cove. Valley Dasher is actually a fine card in an aggressive deck, which we look like we could be, but I'd much rather have the Tranquil Cove help us fix for our splash color. And not really giving up too much. Stubborn Denial is actually an interesting card in general. I don't think this is really the deck for it, but it's a reasonable card. Alright, another Student. Seems fine. Barrage of Boulders worked out well for us last time, but this looks like less of a Barrage of Boulders deck and more of a prowess deck. Geez, all the Students. There's a Goblin Slide, but we currently only have what, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells. I mean, it's cool, but Student all day, every day. All the Students we can get. Alright, Rush of Battles seems pretty good with Students. Trumpet Blast seems pretty good with Students. It's not much cheaper, but it's cheaper enough. These aren't warriors, so it doesn't really matter. These guys are warriors, though. That guy's not a warrior, and this guy's a warrior. So we've got 2 warriors. Could get more, but this is a mana cheaper. It's also instant speed, which is relevant in blocking situations. I think I think I actually want the Trumpet Blast. Quad Student. I mean, Leaping Master's good too, but I'm going to take the Trumpet Blast. Well, guess we get rewarded with a Rush of Battle anyway, so we'll take that. Both are still very good with Quad Jeskai Student. Swift Kick makes my Jeskai students be able to kill, what do they become, 3/4s? That's actually, surprisingly, this is like the one time Swift Kick actually looks good. Our prowess guys get +2/+1 with it, so actually pretty good for our deck. Well, 2 of them's probably pushing it. Could take a Scaldkin, but don't really like that on the splash. Not really on the hunt for another 4-drop, to be honest. I don't think I need a Bloodfire Mentor either, though. I don't like this card. I guess I'll just take it, but not likely to play it. Alright, we'll take a Barrage. It's definitely a good sideboard card to have. Unfortunately, I don't think this is I just don't think this is a Barrage of Boulders deck in general, if you're looking to get all your guys unblockable, but we play against the Ponyback Brigade deck. I'm going to be happy I have it. Alright, take a Valley Dasher. I play this card more frequently than most, and I'm usually not too disappointed with its performance. So we definitely look pretty aggressive, and we're very light blue, so our fixing is looking very good for our splash color. We still could get away with splashing, what color? We could still get away with splashing, what is it, Teamer cards, but haven't really found any that have impressed me. I think it's an easy Falconer, which is just a good card in general. Probably table the Defiant Strike or the Bring Low. Defiant Strike would, I guess, be the better one because of the prowess that we have. But Abzan Falconer is a great card, so very happy to pick that up. Alright, Highspire Mantis. Also good. There's a Leaping Master, which is fine. You know what? I like the Highspire Mantis. There's also a Crippling Chill, number 2. We're a little bit removal light. I could see taking a Crippling Chill, but we have Trumpet Blast and we have Rush of Battle, so we feel pretty aggressive. I guess Swift Kick is actually a removal spell. And being instant speed is nothing to scoff at either. But I think it's Highspire Mantis. It's our base colors, and it's just very efficient for what you get. Alright, probably an easy Suspension Field. There is a Feat of Resistance, but, well, Suspension Field's uncommon. I don't get a chance to play with it very often. And it's definitely powerful. Lets you take care of some pretty insane threats. So, and it still triggers your prowess, so it's tough to deny it. But yes, Feat of Resistance is pretty insane in general, so keep that in mind. But Suspension Field, like I said, I don't get to play with it very often. I think it's good. Alright, we can take Mystic here. Grim Haruspex, geez, that card's good. Another Trumpet Blast, I guess, but not really interested. Yeah, I think it's just pretty easy Mystic. It's our splash color, yes, but it's Morph, so it matters less. Well, I guess we take the Bonken. This deck's essentially making itself. I don't even know if I'm going to play 18 lands. Our curve is very low. Let's see if we can get away with a 17 land deck. I very, very seldom do that. Kind of kicking myself for not taking a Treasure Cruise over a Jeskai student now that I'm seeing I can get a 4th. Jeez. Ascendancy? That's insane. Yeah, we actually have to make cuts now because I definitely want to make this Ascendancy work. I guess we can pretty easily cut the Swift Kick. There's a Defiant Strike in here too, but I'm not going to pass Ascendancy. How much stuff do we have? I kind of want to do a count quick. I mean, I'm taking Ascendancy regardless, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a good count. Yeah, Ascendancy is pretty insane in this deck. Alright, Defiant Strike versus Windscarred Crag. That's interesting. I definitely like the Defiant Strike. I like the Windscarred Crag too, but Defiant Strike with quad student seems difficult to overlook. I don't even know what I'm cutting. I may cut the Rush of Battle for a Defiant Strike. I like the fixing too, but I want to get all these Defiant Strikes. They're just too insane. Could take the Tormenting Voice, which actually seems fine in this deck. I think I am cutting Rush of Battle. I could also cut the Smite. But then what's my removal looking like? Trick, removal, removal. It's all like, we're very trick based in this deck. Am I playing Tormenting Voice if I take it? I'm probably not. So maybe we just take the Erase for the sideboard, which is still a good card for us to have. A third Defiant Strike, geez. So maybe I should have taken that Windscarred Crag, but I can probably make 3 Defiant Strikes work in this deck pretty easily. Somehow. Alright, take a Tormenting Voice now. I don't even think we need it. Tranquil Cove Table, that's nice. Could also take the Lurkers, which are pretty good finishers. I feel like I'm cutting Valley Dasher now. It lowers our creature count quite a bit, but I'll take the Tranquil Cove. Our mana base is going to be really good. I do like a good Canyon Lurkers, but since we already have one, I'll take the Fixer now. I think we're playing 17 lands. I pretty seldom do that, like I said, but this just seems like a deck that can do it. I'm pretty sure this deck can get away with 17 lands. So many cantrips. Ascendancy lets you loot. Yeah. I can't remember. I actually cannot remember how many drafts ago it's been since I've done 17 lands, but I just don't see a reason to do 18 lands in this deck. We're like way too light in blue for that to even be an issue. And we've just got such a good... It's like we're almost borderline mono white, oddly enough. We've only got 9 spells out of 23 that are just straight up. They're not even non-white, just 9 cards that aren't like vanilla white. That's crazy. All right, let's. I don't think. Did we get any Morph Guys? Yeah, we got a couple. All right. I was gonna say, didn't feel like we got a lot of Morph Guys. Rush of Battle in this deck. Is it overkill with the Trumpet Blast? I mean, it's definitely still good, but do I want to run something else instead? Do I want to run the Smite instead to have more removal, or do I want the Rush of Battle? I've got 13 creatures. Maybe it's awkward with 13 creatures to run. Yeah, I don't think I like the idea of Ascendancy, Trumpet Blast, Rush of Battle, and Flying Crane Technique all together. It seems like, and Triple Defiance. Yeah, let's cut the Rush of Battle. Let's find something better. I think Smite probably goes in its place. I still don't want to do 18 lands. I don't like it. I don't like 18 lands in this deck. I don't really like the Quiet Contemplation either, although, the Quiet Contemplation still triggers prowess. We don't even have as much prowess as I think I do. I only have 5 prowess guys total. But that's still enough to make... Is that still enough to make Triple Defiant Strike have good value? Probably. So I could play Quiet Contemplation. I guess that does play... How many do I have total? 3, 5, 8, 9. 9 spells that work well with it. I never play it, and it's either between that or Smite. It does cost extra mana, but Defiant Striking, tapping a guy down is pretty insane. Draw a card, tap your guy down, doesn't untap. That's pretty cool. Works well with Ascendancy. Tempted. Kind of want to do Tormenting Voice, though, as well. Just because I like this card. But we don't even have any Delve, really, so it's really just increase the card quality and cheaply activate Prowess. I'm going to give Quiet Contemplation a try. I never play it. This just seems like a deck that could easily use it. So we have a fairly low creature count, but with this kind of deck that's capitalizing on Prowess and Jeskai Ascendancy, you kind of want a... This is actually like an appropriate creature count, I think. All right, well, I mean, certainly look good. Certainly look strong, and like I said, I very seldom do I play 17 lands, but this just seems like a deck that could easily get away with it. We're borderline mono white. So we already have 4 sources of blue, 3 sources of white, and 1 source of red. Certainly want most of our stuff to be... We need a good amount of red, though. So this is 10 white sources, 7 blue sources, which seems excessive. I think we can go down to 5 blue sources, since I don't really need to play any blue spells super early, except the Ascendancy maybe, but I still think 5's fine. This would only be 6 sources of red. Is that right? Seems a bit low. But, well, maybe not. It seems a bit low to make this Swift Spear work, so oddly enough, Swift Spear is a bit awkward looking in this hand, or in this deck rather, which doesn't happen very often, but 5 sources of blue, 6 sources of red. Do I want to go to 9 sources of white? There might be some turns I want to cast Defiant Strike 2 in a row. I think this is the right count, though. With that much white, I probably want 10 white sources. 6 red sources seems a bit low, but we only have 7 spells total in the deck that require red. And 6 spells that require blue. You know what? I think I'm going to try it like this. We'll try this mana base out. Overall, I think this deck is quite good. Pretty interesting in general. Couple odd things about this deck. The 17 land thing, because I almost always play 18, but because we have hardly any morph guys, and the morph guys we do have actually morph for a reasonably low cost, it just seems wholly unnecessary to run 18 lands. And playing the Quiet Contemplation, which is something that I typically shy away from, but I'm willing to give it a try this time around. So, interesting looking deck at the very least, and we'll see you round 1.